Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss BET presents The Encore, Season 1, Episode 7. Let me just say this off rip. This episode got on my last nerves. I am officially tired of the twins. I'm tired of this awful editing on the show. The way this show started off with so much potential, and now I'm like, it's not giving what the girls said that they were supposed to have gave, in the words of Rolling Ray. And a lot of y'all feel the same way too, because the comments on last week's recap, y'all were all tired of the twins and their nonsense and the constant arguing. But with all that being said, let's just hop right on into this episode, because we don't have a minute to spare, and I'm not gonna hold you for that long today, okay? We start off the episode with Lamesha singing off key in the booth with Cinnamon. Lamesha, stop singing. Now we pivot over to Felicia in the kitchen talking to her sister Fallon and Keely about what went down with Co-sign. So anyhow, Felicia and Fallon go downstairs to confront Co-sign, and of course, things go from 0 to 100 real quick. Felicia and Fallon are letting him know that they don't want him producing any more of the tracks, and that he can go and leave, and he can take the track Go Don't Leave with him. I was like, who does this? Felicia, Fallon, and Keely all raise their hands because they want Co-sign to get the F out of there. And Co-sign is hurt and confused because he has a lot of love for Felicia and he just doesn't understand where everything went left. Lamesha is confused. She's asking Co-sign what just happened. Co-sign explains how the twins just came and attacked him and he doesn't know what's going on either. The twins and Keely are back upstairs and they're talking amongst each other. And again, I'm blaming editing because from what I've seen, Co-sign didn't say or do anything crazy to me that warranted the reaction from Felicia. I was just really annoyed. I was just kind of like, here we go again. It's like the twins have an aversion to being at peace. Pam is aggravated, and in her confessional, she says that Keely is the common denominator in all the mess. So Pam goes upstairs in the kitchen, and the way she went off on Miss Keely was sitting there shook. She was like, you are really getting under my skin and it is really pissing me off. I am getting tired of your little slick remarks about the group. I am just getting tired of all your BS. Keely's sitting there like, I'm just so hurt by this. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's coming at me. Like, what did I even do? I was like, Keely, shut up. You could tell Pam is one of those people. She will let things roll off her back, but best believe when the time is right, she's going to let you have it. And Pam is very similar to me because I'm very even-keeled for the most part, but don't get it twisted. When I have to put my foot down and call some BS out, I will surely do that. Pam also addresses Felicia and she's like, look, I'd rather just walk away. And I'm like, Pam, I feel you, because if I say something, it's about to be a problem. So anyhow, we flip back over to Co-sign, Lamesha, and Irish in the studio, and they're talking about what just went down. You could tell that Irish is really feeling a way about the twins because, baby, the way she started shading about how 702 sold more records than Cherish, I was like, sis, that might be true, but at the end of the day, y'all are all in this house together trying to come back and make some money and sell a record or two. Now it's the next morning and all the ladies gather outside in the courtyard and they're just talking about the group. Lamesha starts off the conversation by asking if anybody would like to acknowledge Aubrey and her departure. Because remember that Aubrey left the house and quit the group in last week's episode. So everybody's like, nope, next topic, next caller, like we're moving right on along. So then Lamesha brings up how she doesn't have that many lines in the songs. I said, Lamesha, for the last time, you and your sister cannot sing. I need you to make peace with that and come to terms with that quickly. Be happy for the lines that you do have. You're complaining about not getting enough lines, but y'all are sitting up there not utilizing your voices, not practicing, not doing vocal exercises, and then on top of that, you're smoking Newports. Child, I just can't. I was with Felicia when she was like, if Lamesha brings this up one more time that she doesn't have any lines, I'm going to say something. I felt her in that moment because Lamesha really has got to let it go. Be happy that you're in the group. Be happy that you're on TV because mama, those vocals packed their bags and left you a long time ago.
Oh! Shout out to everybody. I had fun. I gotta be good.
So when they go back into the house, Felicia goes into the kitchen and she's obviously annoyed about something. Like she's visibly upset. And she's just sitting there like sulking and pouting. Lamesha comes into the kitchen and is like, are you okay? Like, is everything all right? Like, what's wrong? Are you mad at me? Like, are you mad at something? Like, what are you mad at? Like, can I help? Felicia's like, no, girl, like, get out of my face. Like, I don't want you here. Like, just leave me alone. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Now, I was like, Lamesha, you know good and well that Felicia is annoyed, and she is most likely annoyed by you. So stop prodding, leave her alone, and just go on about your business. So of course, you already know that Lamesha is feeling some sort of way by Felicia brushing her off. She goes outside to tell Irish what just happened. And Irish says, you know, I'm really tired of how difficult the twins are. Yes, the twins are difficult, but Irish and Lamesha don't make things a whole lot better with their weak vocals either. I was shaking my head watching Lamesha and Irish smoking those cigarettes outside. You already know that you all do not have the best vocals. Why do you think it makes sense for you to be smoking? I'm like, it's the delusions for me. It's the lack of self-awareness for me because nobody in their right mind who's trying to preserve the little voice they do have is going to be smoking cigarettes. A lot of these ladies suffer from a lack of self-awareness in this house. Between the twins, Keely, Lamesha, and Irish, it's just a whole lot of stupidity going on. But anyhow, we get to the next scene. It's the next morning, and the twins head down to the studio, and they are greeted by a really beautiful bouquet of flowers and a really nice gift basket. And it is from Co-sign. It's a peace offering, and it's him apologizing for what went down the other night. The twins are not grateful, impressed, or happy with this gift basket whatsoever. They're all like, I mean, really, like, he could have just called me or texted, like, a gift basket. Like, what is this? Like, I guess, though, like, whatever. The twins are those types of people where you can't win with them. Nothing that you do is right. If you go left, they're like, well, why didn't you go right? If you say up, they're going to say down. Like, you just can't win, and it's just like a lose-lose situation with them. They're really aggravating, and it's so funny because I forget half the time that they're in their 30s. They act like they're teenagers. The rest of the ladies come trickling into the studio one by one. Pam sees the gift basket and the flowers. She really likes it. She's impressed. She reads the card, and she's really touched by Co-sign reaching out and apologizing. Lamesha comes down. She really likes the gift basket. She makes a remark about how the twins are ungrateful, but she's not surprised. We see Pam pulling Lamesha and Shamari aside, and she's like, I think that we should give Co-sign a second chance. Everybody makes mistakes. I really just want to forgive and forget. They all agree. Shamari says that she forgives people who have wronged her every single day. Again, I don't understand what's going on with the editing. Did we miss something? Did Co-sign say or do something really crazy? Because in my opinion, from what we saw, Co-sign didn't seem out of order to me. He didn't raise his voice from what I saw. He didn't even curse at her. So I'm confused as to why he would need a second chance because he didn't do anything. I didn't think that he was wrong. But again, with the editing being the way it is, who knows what really happened. The ladies head out of the studio and now they are back in the courtyard because Lamesha has called another meeting of sorts. She wants the ladies to let go of negativity, anything that's holding them back. Keely starts it off and she pulls out a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. And we all know what that incident is referring to. In 3LW, Keely had thrown chicken and mashed potatoes at Notori. I did not find it funny at all. I didn't break a smile. I just really wanted to jump into the TV and wring Keely's neck, to be really honest with you. Keely has a really nasty disposition. She's very smug. And the fact that she still won't apologize for what she did to Notori Naughton, I could never let that go. And then she says, well, you know, when you call my mama a bitch, then I'm going to throw anything I can find at you. I said, now sis, what we're not going to do is act like you and your mom are innocent. Notori has said it repeatedly in multiple interviews that you and your mom were being nasty to her, saying that she was going to be kicked out the group because of this, that, and the third. Y'all were taunting her, according to Notori. So if Notori did say something about you and your mom, it was well-deserved. Keely, I still think that you're a colorist. I still think that you are a vile person. So this little stunt that you pulled, pulling out that chicken to throw it in the fire, I was disgusted. There wasn't anything funny about that. You still can't acknowledge that you were dead ass wrong in how you did Notori Naughton. And that's why Notori is flourishing on multiple shows. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you're on this show trying to get your career revived and you look like a fool. And then here go Lamesha trying to make a joke talking about, oh yeah, so now we know the question to if it was original or crispy. I was like, girl, shut up. Now it's Fallon's turn and she has a letter that she wants to read, but she's too overcome with emotion, so she has Felicia read it. It's a letter about how she still harbored a lot of anger towards her dad, how the group went broke, and just a mess. Fallon saying that the anger towards her dad for 15 years affected her for a long time. I said, sis, it's evident that the anger has not gone away. The way you and your sister are just so angry about everything, there is clearly some hurt that is still not resolved. And I hope that you see somebody for it. Listen, I am a therapy, counseling, Stan account. If you still have some unresolved issues, please go and talk to somebody. There is no shame in seeking help and clearing your mind and setting yourself free, okay?
Hello.
Pam pulls out a piece of paper and it says liar on it. Pam says, even though you see me as this holy roller now, it wasn't always like that. She says that she still has issues and she lost a lot along the way. Now, Pam didn't get into the depths about her lying, but if you Google Pam, Pam was recently married and I want to say her now ex-husband left her for Centoya Brown, if I'm not mistaken. But anyhow, Pam had accused her now ex-husband of doing some things to her and then said it was all a lie. So I think that Pam was referring to that whole situation. Shamari says that she's burning this old VHS tape of some never before seen footage of an album that never came out. So she throws it into the fire and she feels free. Lamesha says, well, you guys know I'm not the best dancer, so here are some leg warmers that I'm going to throw into the fire. I was like, girl, I said, now, Lamesha, girl, you know good and well that you still have some unresolved issues about how 702 disbanded. You needed to be writing a letter, getting those feelings out, and not worried about some leg warmers being thrown into the fire. I said, okay, girl. So now they get to Nivea, and this scene was really tough to watch. She was throwing away a rose, and it was the rose that she wore to her mother's funeral. And she said that she wanted to let go and make peace and accept the fact that her mom is no longer here. And having just lost a parent, I lost my father a few months ago, I was done. I had to get up when that scene came on because I found myself getting really teary-eyed and my emotions are still very raw. So I was like, let me just get up, child, because I will be here sobbing. You can tell that this activity really hit home for Nivea because when everybody gets up to leave, Nivea stays out there and she's just sitting in silence, just watching the fire. And Pam and Irish go outside to check on her and they're like, sis, you know, are you okay? We love you. Nivea says that she's okay, but she just wanted her alone time just to be with her thoughts. And then Nivea also lets us know that with Aubrey leaving the group, she doesn't know if she wants to be in the house anymore. And she's not used to all this fighting and all this commotion because she was a solo artist. So she doesn't understand these dynamics. So it's just weighing on her, and you could tell that she's really getting tired of all the BS that has taken place. Now here's where we start seeing some friction between Irish and Keely. Irish, Keely, Lamesha, and Shamari go down to start practicing some choreo. Keely's trying to help Irish and Lamesha since they're both the weakest dancers in the house. Child, did you guys see how stiff Lamesha was? Lamesha was like a robot, like Lamesha was not hitting those dance moves whatsoever. Irish and Lamesha are getting annoyed by Keely trying to help them with the choreo. I mean, again, they lack self-awareness because if somebody is a better dancer, you should gladly accept their help. I mean, Lamesha and Irish look so stiff. I was like, girl, y'all look terrible. But anyhow, Irish is getting more and more irritated by Keely's help. And Keely's like, you know what? I can tell that Irish is not feeling me whatsoever, and I'ma just back off. So their little choreo practice is done, and now all hell starts to break loose. Keely goes downstairs to the studio to join the twins. Keely goes on to talk about how irritated she is with how Irish doesn't want to take direction. Now, child, while she's saying this down in the studio, Irish and Lamesha are upstairs and hear everything that's being said about them. I said, if they do not stop eavesdropping, then I know something. So, of course, Irish and Lamesha are getting in their feelings. They go downstairs to the studio and they're like, if you're going to talk about us, at least have the door shut because we heard everything that you said. Irish walks over to Keely and confronts her like, okay, so girl, what was said? So you said I wasn't doing what? Keely says, I just told them what happened. Irish gets angrier and is like, don't sit up here and talk about me, and then when I confront you, you can't say it to my face. Keely says, look, girl, I have no problem saying what I said to them to your face. To make matters worse, Fallon interjects and says, look, here's what everybody's trying to say. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Now, I thought that everybody knew what that expression meant, but clearly Irish and Lamesha didn't know what it meant. So they're getting angrier, like, don't call us weak. Like, what are you saying? Like, you're pretty much saying that we're the weakest ones in the group. Fallon is like, child, that's not what I meant. It's an expression. Don't y'all know what that means? So now things are getting heated. Nivea jumps in and says, why would you say weak? Like, there's a way to say things. Like, you shouldn't say that. We should be building each other up, not tearing each other down. Fallon starts raising her voice and starts saying, I wasn't insulting anybody. I'm just trying to tell everybody to step it up. That's all I'm trying to say. So, of course, Irish and Lamesha are still harping on the fact that Fallon said the word weak. So Nivea cuts in again and she's trying to diffuse the whole situation. Nivea lets it be known that she is tired of the BS in this house and that this is why she doesn't hang around a lot of females. Now, I was like, Nivea, I love you to death, but that made me really sad to hear. When I tell you I am a girl's girl to my core, like I love my girls. Like I could not imagine not having girlfriends. Like I really couldn't. And it really breaks my heart when I hear women who aren't girls or say, you know, I don't really hang around a lot of females. Like I don't like that. It's always some drama. It's always some mess. Like there are a lot of supportive and great women out there. So please don't let this situation deter you, sis. Like please don't. So now everybody starts screaming at everybody. The twins are screaming back and forth with Lamesha. Nivea is trying to defuse the situation. Lamesha turns away to leave and Nivea is walking behind her. Felicia makes a comment while Lamesha is walking away, saying something about her blood pressure going up because of all the fighting. Lamesha turns around and says, don't talk about my blood pressure, like you need to get out of my face. Lamesha's so angry at this point that she starts shading their wig. I said, now Lamesha, here's what we're not gonna do. You sitting up there looking like SpongeBob's grandmother with a Ronald McDonald wig on. Let's not. That red wig looked awful on Lamesha. I said, now sis, here's where that lack of self-awareness comes in because you of all people should not be shading anybody's looks, wigs, weaves, or clothes. I said, girl, you tried it. The twins might be a lot of stuff, but their wigs have been on point this entire show. So let's not and say we did. Nivea is in the middle of the twins and Lamesha. Like she's trying to hold Lamesha back. Fallon says to Nivea, Nivea, I really wish you went hard for everybody else. And Nivea's like, I do. Like she's getting pissed off at the twins now. Pam is so fed up at this point. She stands up and says, we all have to take a look at ourselves. Like this has to stop. Pam is now debating if she wants to stay in the house and stay in this group because she's just sick of all the fighting. So now Nivea is upstairs and the twins knock on her door. Nivea is packing her stuff because she wants to get the F out. So the twins are shocked to see her packing. They're like, you know, Nivea, what's wrong? Like, we want you to stay in the house. Like, we love you. We just want to talk to you and just clear some things up. Nivea is not having it. She has reached her breaking point. She's like, get out of my face. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I told you I don't want to talk. Like, get out of my face. The way I was screaming at how Keely caught Nivea's wrath, Keely was walking up the steps, Nivea was coming down, and she went off on Keely. Keely was like pinned up against the wall, like, I didn't even do anything, sis. Like, why are you getting on me? The way I was screaming because Keely was shook. I said, y'all got me messed up because Nivea has been the voice of reason. Nivea has been the comic relief. Nivea has been so cool, calm, and collected. And y'all got Nivea out here screaming and hollering and carrying on. I said, oh, I know it's bad. So now we are down 2 ladies, Aubrey and Nivea. Everybody's shook, like, what the hell just happened? Child, that was the episode. We have 2 more episodes left. I wonder who else is going to leave. This group is a hot mess. I'm just shaking my head at this, y'all. I'm really ready for this show to be over because I've grown really weary of the arguing and the stupidity. But y'all, thank you again for watching my recap. I hope you all enjoyed. And as always, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all later. Bye.